For our Module 2, Philosophy of Education, I look to Clark and Meyer as they expressed in their book, E-Learning and the Science of Learning. The challenge of e-learning, as in any learning program, is to build lessons in ways that are compatible with human learning processes. Just by reading through our initial online assignment, I have discovered that I myself am more in tune with the philosophy of behaviorism, and I feel that of all the philosophies, that it lies more closely to how we have been taught from a child to adulthood. According to Marissa Karamita in her article about behaviorism instructional design for e-learning, when and how to use behaviorism, behaviorism is, as the name implies, a behavioristic approach focused on guiding learners to reach pre-established learning outcomes. In our second module presentation, behaviorism is stated as focused upon observable behaviors, and behaviorist defined learning as the acquisition of these new behaviors. Kendra Cherry wrote an article entitled An Overview of Behavior Psychology suggests behavior, also known as behavior psychology, is a theory of learning based on the idea that all behaviors are acquired through conditioning. Conditioning occurs through interaction with the environment. This is how I interpreted learning as well. Perhaps it's from my years in the classroom or many hours spent coaching football and basketball and soccer. A change is in the behavior is what I'm looking for. And the question I ask myself to guide me in how to instruct these individuals is, how can I influence my learners to incorporate a new idea, concept, or behavior into their own perspective and make it a part of who they are and how they think? Behaviorists believe that our responses to the environmental stimuli shape our actions. To achieve this form of learning, I believe we must follow a few simple steps. First, show the student what the desired new behavior is. Second, allow for practice of this new behavior. And third, motivate the learner to incorporate this new behavior and explain why it is in their best interest to do so. I believe this falls in line with what Clark and Meyer were trying to say when they proposed that learning involves change. The change is in what the learner knows, and the change is caused by the learner's experience. I believe that behaviorism is the best avenue to bring about this change because it focuses on the specific goal and incorporates a specific method on how to get there. It subsequently motivates the learner to embrace the change for the betterment of themselves or the betterment of whomever they're trying to serve. Now, weaknesses for this particular type of learning is that it is more relational than the other philosophies. We tend to want to learn from someone who has a genuine concern for how we improve ourselves. The e-learning experience is missing the personal touch that is present in the classroom setting or on the field of play. This weakness can be overcome to some extent by open relational aspects of e-learning through discussion boards and instructor interactions. The difficulty that accompanies that side of e-learning is that most people who are taking e-learning classes are busy with other aspects of their lives, and social time is limited to those who are in their daily loop. As for instructors, they are overburdened with large classes and having enough time to develop a personal relationship with all their students and keep up with their schedules. It can become very difficult. This argument applies mainly to those who are using e-learning as distant learning. If this were in a business setting and the students were learning a setting designed for them to move at their own pace and to get information for a job specifically, then this could just become a moot point. Application of this theory, behaviorism, would be no more difficult than any other philosophy of knowledge transfer, and personally I believe it is more in tune with how we have learned since we were children. Take for example, when you learn to feed yourself with a fork. Your parent modeled it, they gave you the fork and then let you experiment with it, and then they praised you when you did well, and you gained a couple of benefits. One, you gained their praise and you were proud of yourself, and second, you got to eat, which was a bonus. E-learning can incorporate the same steps and lead its learners to a change in behavior and thus achieve the success that a teacher and the student both desire. In conclusion, behaviorism seems to be the method that has most commonality with the way we learn and the steps to take us towards success in the future and It seems to me that it's the most common one and the most successful one. And remember, if you ever have any doubt about this, think about it the next time you try to tie your shoes.